Title: The Crusades, A Clash of Civilizations and Its Lasting Legacy. INTRO: Midnight to 1 o'clock. Narrator: calm and neutral tone. The Crusades, a series of religious wars fought over 2 centuries between Christians and Muslims, not only shaped medieval history, but also laid the foundations for centuries of political, cultural, and religious tensions between the East and the West. In this documentary, we journey through the rise, battles, diplomacy, and long-term effects of the Crusades, exploring how they altered the course of global history and forever impacted the relationship between the Islamic world and Christian Europe. Chapter 1: Origins of the Crusades. 1 to 10 o'clock. Narrator: To understand the Crusades, we must first explore the complex religious and political environment of the 11th century. Christianity and Islam had coexisted with tension, competition, and at times cooperation since the 7th century. The Islamic caliphates had expanded rapidly after the death of Prophet Muhammad in 632 AD, creating a powerful civilization stretching from Spain to Persia. Meanwhile, Europe was fragmented. Feudalism reigned, kingdoms were often at war, and the Catholic Church sought greater influence. In 1071, a major event shook the balance of power. The Seljuk Turks defeated the Byzantine Empire at the Battle of Manzikert. The Byzantine Emperor Alexios I Komnenos appealed to the West for help against the Turks. Pope Urban II saw an opportunity. On-screen text. Council of Clermont, 1095. In November 1095, Pope Urban II called upon Christians to take up arms and reclaim the Holy Land, particularly Jerusalem, from Muslim control. His speech ignited religious fervor. Quote, Pope Urban II, God wills it, became the rallying cry of thousands. Thus, the First Crusade was launched, a movement that would bring not only swords but also centuries of bloodshed and ideological division. Chapter 2: The First Crusade, 10 to 2000 hours. Narrator: The First Crusade, 1096 to 1099, was composed of multiple armies from Western Europe. Knights, peasants, and nobles embarked on an arduous journey toward the East. Many went seeking salvation. Others saw opportunity for land and wealth. They crossed into Anatolia, fighting alongside the Byzantines, and gradually made their way south. By 1099, the Crusaders reached Jerusalem. What followed was a brutal siege. On-screen text. Siege of Jerusalem, July 1099. Narrator: After weeks of battle, the Crusaders breached the walls. What followed was one of the darkest moments of the Crusades, a massacre of the Muslim and Jewish inhabitants of Jerusalem. Blood reportedly flowed in the streets. The Crusaders had taken the holy city, but at an immense moral cost. 4 Crusader states were established: the Kingdom of Jerusalem, the County of Edessa, the Principality of Antioch, and the County of Tripoli. These Latin Christian states were foreign implants in Muslim lands. Conflict was inevitable. Chapter 3: Muslim Response and the Second Crusade, 20:00, 30:00. Narrator: The Muslim world, initially divided, began to unite in response. Chapter 5: Later Crusades and Decline, 40:00, 50:00. Narrator: The later Crusades were less successful and more controversial. The Fourth Crusade, 1202 to 1204, diverted from the Holy Land, ended in the sack of Constantinople, a Christian city. This deepened the divide between Catholic and Orthodox Christians and marked a permanent fracture in Christendom. Subsequent Crusades, the 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th, yielded little territorial gain. By 1291, the last Crusader stronghold, Acre, fell to the Mamluks. The Crusader presence in the Holy Land had ended. But the impact of the Crusades was far from over. Chapter 6: Cultural and Religious Impact, 50:00, 1:00:00. Narrator: The Crusades deepened the religious divide between Christianity and Islam. For Muslims, the Crusaders were seen as violent invaders, driven by religious fanaticism and greed. For Christians, the Crusades were framed as a holy duty, though over time, many began to question the moral justification. The wars also had internal consequences. European Jews were persecuted by Crusaders on their way to the East. Anti-Semitism, religious intolerance, and the concept of holy war gained greater legitimacy. Chapter 7: Political and Economic Consequences. 1 hour to 1 hour and 10 minutes narrator. The Crusades stimulated trade between East and West. Italian city-states like Venice and Genoa profited immensely, creating networks that would later help fuel the Renaissance. New goods, spices, silks, glass, entered European markets. But the wars also drained resources and lives. Feudal lords mortgaged lands, kings levied new taxes, and ordinary people bore the burden. The Byzantine Empire, weakened by the Fourth Crusade, never fully recovered, paving the way for its conquest by the Ottomans in 1453. Chapter 8: The Legacy of the Crusades. 1 hour and 10 minutes to 1 hour and 20 minutes narrator. The Crusades left a legacy of distrust between the Islamic and Western worlds.